Hello everyone, welcome to another WS2 webinar. Today we are going to talk about reimagining prior authorization with conversational AI. I'm Nirmal Fernando. I'm a director, head of engineering of the solutions business unit at WS2. And with me here, I have Joel Satyendra. He's a software engineer of the solutions business unit. Uh, so let's go to the next slide. So this is the agenda for the session today. So we'll basically go through the current state of the prior authorization. We'll try to understand the CMS 0057 final rule, the changes requires, and we'll introduce you to the WS2 solution for CMS interoperability. We'll talk about the strategic opportunity for modernization that you have the opportunity to go and think beyond the compliance and use this as a strategic opportunity for your organization. We'll deep dive a bit into the prior authorization workflow, the technical details, how it works, what are the steps that the CMS wanted you to follow, all that. And then we'll talk about how to optimize the workflows with AI agents. Uh, we'll introduce you to a set of AI agents where you can use them in your organization to optimize these workflows, especially the prior authorization workflow. We'll also demo the AI-powered WS2 CMS interoperability solution. And we'll walk you through the, how we support you as a customer to become CMS compliant, as well as to think beyond and build the next generation of software stack in your organization. What is prior authorization? It's about a utilization management process used by healthcare insurance companies to determine if a prescribed procedure, service, or medication is medically necessary and covered before it is provided. So as a provider, uh, as a hospital, the practitioners prescribes or order a medication for a patient, and that generates a prior authorization request that will be submitted to the payer organization of the uh, patient. And then the payer organization has to do a review. They will first try to understand whether the treatment or the medication is required medically, uh, whether it's a necessity, and then they would try to understand whether it's covered from the patient's coverage policy. Based on the decision that the payer organization takes, they'll send a notification to the provider organization saying whether the prior authorization is approved or denied. This is the current manual prior authorization process. We've spoken to several payer companies, payer organizations, and most of them right now is uh, you know using fax or the telephone calls or the paper forms as the medium to get the prior authorization requests from the providers. So this essentially means a lot of paperwork, a lot of manual work, and that results in like days or months sometimes uh, uh, in order to take a decision, prioritization decision when it comes to providing a treatment for a patient. So this current process is slow, manual, and error prone. relying heavily on outdated methods, leading to significant delays in patient care. With the CMS 0057F compliance, the regulation, CMS is trying to address one of the processes that is considered to be an administrative burden to the whole healthcare ecosystem, right? What the CMS is trying to do is, and they are trying to automate the prior authorization process so that the patients will get the necessary patient care within a few days, within few hours. So for the urgent requests, urgent cases, CMS mandate you provide the prior authorization decision within 72 hours. For a standard request, CMS mandates you provide the prior authorization decision within 7 days. And then the compliance, the regulation mandates you expose several FHIR APIs. So this is a continuation from CMS 9115F rule, right? So there you implemented a set of APIs, read-only APIs around patient access and provider directory, etc. But with the 0057F regulation, now you have to, you know, implement or automate your internal workflows as well, so that the provider organizations basically can get the prior authorization decisions much faster and ultimately provide patient care within a acceptable time period. So WS2 offers a solution to both of these regulations, CMS 9115F, CMS 0057F, and also beyond that. Our solution is not a niche, solution. It's not a regulatory chatbots where you know, uh, where you expose a set of APIs just to become compliant of a particular regulation. But our platform is built on top of a middleware layer where we have the capabilities like the API management, integration, customer identity and access management, AI agent capabilities, all built in into our middleware platform. So that necessarily means, if you use WSO solution, it's not just a regulatory chatbots that you take, but you are basically selecting a platform that is future proof and a platform that you can leverage to implement your internal external APIs to solve your other integration problems, to uh, innovate and build agentic AI agentic workflows so that you can withstand the competition as a payer organization. In a typical payer organization, there are disparate systems. There can be custom data sources, databases, claim management systems, billing systems, can be APIs, file servers, HL7 servers, H12 rule engines, and all that. But most of them are legacy or like they are essentially not using FHIR standard. So in order to comply and in order to expose interoperable FHIR APIs, you have to do some work, right? So that's where WSO2 comes into the picture. For the CMS regulations, we have pre-built APIs. We provide FHIR APIs pre-built so that you can deploy them, integrate them with your data sources. We provide translations from the message formats like HS7, H12 to FHIR. There's automated mapping that's available, and we provide extension points where you can customize the mappings based on your requirements, based on your organization setting utilities. In addition to what we provide through the FHIR APIs, we provide a set of utilities as well, such as payer admin portal, smart application for the DTR document discovery phase. We provide analytics dashboard, API developer portal, so that you can expose your FHIR APIs through a proper developer portal where the third parties and where the applications can application developers can come and discover the APIs, subscribe to APIs, and ultimately use them. In addition to those utilities, we provide a set of AI agents, which we are going to discuss today in detail, so that you can optimize your internal workflows when it comes to, you know, improving the prior authorization process and meeting the SLAs so that you won't get fined by CMS. So in order to achieve this compliance, you'd have to spend a lot of money and resources, and also you have to spend a lot of time, right? And so if you try to go with a compliance only point solution, you'd basically, uh, tick the checkbox, but then all these efforts will just die after that, right? So that's why we are inviting you to think beyond the compliance and make this the regulation as an opportunity for you to build the platform for the next several years. So if you use a platform like WSO2, you get more features, more capabilities, so that you can build your custom integrations, custom API requirements, build an AI-driven platform using the technology that we provide, uh, and basically, you know, uh, implement any of your custom requirements. But if you use a compliance only point solution, you would end up, struggling, end up having to, uh, keep it as just a mere compliance requirement. So let's look at a set of features that where we see clear difference using a compliance only point solution versus WSO2 versus WSO2 platform. When it comes to API diversity, compliance only point solutions support only the FHIR R4 mandated FHIR R4 resources, whereas the WSO2 platform supporting multiple protocols, not just FHIR. You can deploy any REST API, GraphQL, or asynchronous APIs using the same platform. When it comes to the integration depth, the compliance only point solutions will have hard-coded converters, rigid one-to-one mappings, and they expect clean data. But the reality in the payer organizations are, you don't always have clean data, right? So if you take your HTML messages from payer to payer, the HTML messages are different. It's not the standard HTML. You'd have your own companion rights, and you'd extend some of the segments in the HTML messages. Same applies to HL7 messages as well. Every pair, every provider has their own variations, custom segments, Z segments, and all that. So if you pick up enterprise integrator, a platform that has enterprise integration patterns, you will be able to sort out all these uh, uh, as opposed to using a point solution. When it comes to identity and access management, the point solutions will support basic smart on FHIR auth 2, but the WS2 platform comes with a full customer identity and access management solution, where you are you know uh, equipped with more features than those point solutions, such as adaptive multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, identity federation, role-based access control, scopes-based access control, biometrics, social logins, and there are hundreds of features that we provide through our CIM platform. Consent management is a critical piece, both when it comes to the compliance, as well as if you start thinking beyond the compliance. In the compliance context, it's a simple yes no binary consent that the patients would provide. But we invite you to think the consent in a more broader sense, where for an example, as patients, you using a platform like WSOT, you could let them select or give the consent to the specific data types. uh, if we take an example, you can, as a patient, I should be able to tell, expose or you know provide only my allergies data to third-party apps. Don't provide my clinical conditions to them, right? So this level of granular consent requirements are impossible to implement with a uh, point solution. So you need a platform, you need a solution that allows you to build your own consent policies, allows you to manage and govern these consents. When it comes to app ecosystem, those point solutions usually have a static list of approved apps. There's no dynamism. You can't create apps dynamically and all that. Using WS2 solution, there's a dynamic app marketplace where third-party developers can discover APIs by themselves. They can create the apps by themselves, and subscribe to the APIs and consume them through their apps. Scalability. When it comes to scalability, most of the point solutions are very limited, right? There's only one VM or one container behind your tenant of that point solution. When it comes to a platform like us, we have the cloud native auto scaling capabilities. Underlying platform runs on Kubernetes in the cloud version, and you can deploy on prem as well. But on the cloud version, it will automatically scale uh, based on the load, based on the requests that you'd be receiving. We can handle FHIR data exchanges without impacting the performance and without incurring any latency. When it comes to analytics and AI, you know, compliance only solutions have a very basic, very limited set of analytics. WS2 platform provides business insights uh, using real-time dashboards on data usage, on app performance, and we also have built CMS-based analytics dashboard so that you can retrieve those reports that you have to submit to the CMS annually. Uh, in addition to the business insights, we also provide a platform that is capable or AI enabled. Uh, you can build AI agents, you can administer them, you can authenticate, authorize, audit, and govern AI agents within the platform. And you can also build your own custom AI agents in addition to the agents that we are demonstrating during today's webinar. When it comes to the deployment, most of the point solutions are SaaS only, and there's vendor lock-in, right? You don't know what they deploy. You can't take it. You can't easily get rid of them. But WS2 platform, all our integrations, all our products are open source. So there's no vendor lock-in. If you decide to, run it by yourself, you can do it. And we are a truly hybrid deployment, where if you prefer a hybrid deployment, you can deploy our products on AWS Azure, on-prem, or private cloud. You can have your data plane on your environment, and then the control plane on a WSO2 managed environment, and make it truly hybrid. So yes, as I was saying, last few slides, think beyond the compliance and make this a strategic opportunity for your organization to be modernized and future proof for the coming years. So redefine the mandate, leverage the mandate to establish scalable data-driven infrastructure for a decade of innovation. Use a future-proof platform so that you can scale, you can adapt, and you have a long-term agility. Use a AI-ready ecosystem, AI-ready platform, so that you can automate, optimize your workflows, and you can innovate fast and withstand the competition. We have been publishing a lot of resources lately on the CMS regulation, and you can find all the resources. Most of the resources are on our YouTube channel as well. You can scan this QR code and get to our YouTube playlist on how you can accelerate compliance and how you can use our CMS interoperability platform. In the next few minutes, Joel will basically deep dive into the prior authorization workflow. He'll go into the technical details of how, what are the elements, what are the components you need in order to achieve the prior authorization workflow, and how the WSD solution, uh, implement the prior authorization workflow. Uh, and at the end of the session, he'll also talk about how you can leverage the AI agents and optimize your workflows. So the CMS 0057F is a challenge in regulation. You as a payer, you have to change a process, a workflow that you've been doing manually using the paperwork, faxes, phone calls. You have to change that into an automated API-driven workflow. So there's a lot of challenges as a payer you'd have to face. So Joel will discuss those and will give you some insights as to how you can leverage AI, the technology that we have today, to optimize those and innovate and ultimately meet the CMS regulation, the SLAs, as well as set yourselves to the future so that you withstand your competition. Yes, Joel, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Nirmal, and hello everyone. And it's now, without further delay, we'll just deep dive into the prioritization workflow. Okay, so in this first prioritization workflow, like according to the CMS 0057 final rule, so they have proposed three different steps to like do this workflow efficiently. So the first one is the clinical requirement discovery, where the payer like tells the practitioner or the patient like if the prescription of the drug treatment or the equipment needs the prioritization request, and then the second step comes in like to fill in the like give all the necessary documentation and the resources to the payer to evaluate the prioritization request, and finally the practitioner makes the submission of the prioritization. So let's take a closer look on like how this will work in a real EHR system to the payer system. So when in the first phase, the practitioner prescribes a medication for the patient, and immediately the CDS hooks are fired, asking the question: is the prior authorization is required for this particular medication? So in the first phase, the in the rule engine, the payer checks like if the patient is eligible for the prior authorization request, and if the patient is eligible and the payer needs more data, additional resources to validate this request, so the payer sends a questionnaire for the practitioner to fill to check the medical necessity for that particular prior authorization request. The practitioner gets this questionnaire and fills it and sends it back to the payer, and the payer evaluates the prior authorization request with all the necessary documents, and finally sends the result as approved or denied. So this is the whole flow of like from the EHR system from initiating the prescription of a medication or a treatment or like prescribing a medical equipment to payer deciding whether this patient is eligible and requesting additional data and finally sending the decision. This solution is like amazing, but like what is the barrier for the payers to move from legacy systems to this solution? So we identified these two gaps that these are existing in the payer system that causes this digital divide to move to the modernized solution. The first gap we identified is the content gap. So the payers have like the medical documents, or most of the medical documents are in PDFs or Word document formats. So there is no existing automated pipelines to convert these into machine readable FHIR questionnaires. That was the first gap, and this gap produces the uh, like barrier to for this, not just for the mandate but for the friction to process the prioritization request as well. And the second one is the speed of the time that will take to process this prioritization request. So the current manual process takes months, but this can be done in near real time. According to the CMS 0057 final rule, it demands a prior authorization decision in 7 days. If it's urgent, it needs to be done in 72 hours. So how we can like go from the legacy systems and like to this automated solution, how we can move forward for for this the transition? Can AI accelerate this transition? Of course, yes, it can accelerate. So the first gap, the content gap, the solution of like we the the medical policies are in PDF formats, and how we can structure these into 5 questionnaires. So we propose a solution how we can like get this medical long lengthy medical policy documents into structured 5 questionnaires, which will be like be used in your systems to communicate between the EHR system and process this prior authorization request in a timely manner. So this solution contains two different AI agents, where first AI agent which will get the file, generate the file questionnaire referring to the file specification, and the second AI agent, it will like review the file questionnaire and like validates whether that is correct or not. After that, after going through a particular number of loops, this after this AI agents produce these 5 questionnaires, the human reviewer is can like review the questionnaire and like store this in a file repository. So this human in the loop validation like brings in more stability to this solution, so that this is more reliable, and the payers can adapt this solution and accelerate and produce the 5 questionnaires and get complied for this CMS 00757 rule. So like the good thing about this solution is like when the policy medical policies updates periodically, this asynchronous service can be triggered in periodically to update the 5 questionnaires. So let's look at the second gap, the speed gap. So evaluating the prior authorization request with an AI agent, that will enhance the workflow, and like it will reduce the burden on the payer side, uh, payer side admin who is reviewing the prior authorization request. So here what we have added is the AI agent will receive the file questionnaire with the additional tools it has, the knowledge base. So it will evaluate and it will like give an overview of like um, whether this request it can be approved or denied, or so this will accelerate the throughput of like reviewing the 5 questionnaires in a timely manner. So here also we have the human in the loop. So the human on the payer side can validate the response and send it back to the EHR system. The solutions we are proposing, it's an enhancement and acceleration strategy. It's not an but not a replacement strategy. So of course, like we have seen two fantastic solutions. Yes, this works. So, but is it production ready? So, what makes an AI solution trustworthy, secure, and scalable in the real world? Because AI is a powerful tool we can leverage to leverage to make our lives a lot more easier. But how to bring this into a production? Okay, when we see, let's see these AI agents in production. So if you see these AI agents, they live in an environment, and to reason and act and give answers, they need a brain. So these are the models that lives outside of the AI agents. So that access the brain of these agents. So these agents, like they can't like perform at any task without a particular knowledge base. So it needs to have a knowledge base to get the context and give appropriate answers. And if you see more, like even though it can give good answers, how we can make use of it by acting. So there we need tools for the agent to act. So these tools are wrapped with APIs, and these APIs need to know who is accessing these APIs. So it's when we build and connect the agents, and like it's so we need to make sure who is accessing these APIs. So the agents need the identity. It's not just identity, like what are the, if we are like using external models like Claude or like Azure APIs, or OpenAI APIs, like we need to make sure what are the like information that we are sharing with the third party applications. So we need to govern and guardrail these models. And it's not just the how we are like creating the tools and publishing the tools from APIs, and how we can monetize. So these are like really crucial aspects of the AI agents in production. So let's take a look at the first of the AI guardrail, how we AI gateway, how we can like govern and guardrail these AI agents. So first, let's take a look at the token-based rate limiting. So, like, why do we need to limit the tokens? So, like, what if the AI agent, your agent, like, starts the conversation and stuck in a loop, and if you don't limit it, your bills runs out. So, and what if the answers, like, and answers contains like some malicious things, and like, what is the like they are poisoned? So you need to guardrail the answers. And how you are like going to like do the observability, like what these agents acted on behalf of whom, and like what are these actions they performed, and if something goes wrong, how you are going to trace it and reverse it out. So this is why this AI gateway that comes into play. And here in WSO2, as like we provide this AI gateway in Bijra as well as on-prem solution in APIM. So you can like you can go and use it in your agents. So then comes the important part of like agent identity. So these are the four aspects that I'm going to discuss, like what is mandatory for an agent identity. So agent as an administrator, so you need to uniquely identify and manage agents. So if there are multiple agents deployed in your systems, like who are the trusted agents, and like how do you trust like distinguish a trusted agent from a like unauthorized agent, and what is this AI model that is being used, how do you suspend it, and how can you authenticate this agent, and how can you authorize and enforce policies on the agents, on like what tools it can access, and what data it can read, write, or delete, and uh, do stuff. And finally, if the AI agent does something on behalf of the user or on its own, who is responsible? How do you audit this behavior? So these pillars, like we support via agent identity. So we have from WSO2 we have contributed to OAuth by writing a specification how this agent identity should be like performed, and we have implemented a solution that you can like go and try out in Asgardio. So it's if you like can, if you want to build and deploy agents, so we have solutions for that as well. So if you want to build a solution, build an AI agent in a low code manner, so you can use the WSO2 integrator and build agents with ease, and you can deploy them on Devant, that is an AI iPaaS. So there we support AI agents as first class entities. So now let's look into this demo of prior authorization of in from from an EHR a practitioner initiates this medication request to how it's being approved. So let's see here. So first, the uh, practitioner selects the patient, and he's viewing this patient Jack Show, and he's going to order a drug. So he is going to order a drug for migraine. So he's prescribing Imovic, like injection for 1 month. So he is going to create this medication order. So when this medication order is created, so it's the automatically fires the CDS hook and like identifies, okay, this requires prior authorization. So when this is identified, the payer is sending this card, like prior authorization card, like where it contains the DTR app link, where the practitioner needs to go and fill this questionnaire. So here you can see all the details, and now like this questioning needs to be filled by the practitioner. So this practitioner assistant AI agent that will be like automatically review, get the relevant like data resources from the FHIR server on the EHR side and fills this FHIR questionnaire. Of course, this is an AI agent, so like if it's not sure, so it won't answer. Sometimes even if you see like the medications that were previously used are listed, but like has the patient tried other preventative treatments was not answered. So some part like the practitioner needs to review, and the questions that are not in this knowledge base will not be answered. So then uh, like the practitioner submits and views the claim of the uh, uh, claim of the prior authorization request. Now the full prior authorization request plus what's medication is requested plus all the required resources and data has been collected as one single prior authorization request bundle. So now we are going to submit the claim. So when submitted, okay, now we receive the status as pending. So here we have the like the insurance portal. So where we can see these um, like the different states and stuff like of different prior authorization requests. Like here, this is the request that we are like currently made. So here if you see like we have like when the request comes we have like the AI generated analysis was took place, and this agent like with the field questionnaire it went through the knowledge base and identified whether this is like medically necessary and whether we it is supposed to approve or deny. So like if you can see this AI review, like what it said it like okay, this meets the medical necessity criteria, and okay, so the patient is having at least four migraine episodes, and they have tried the low cost medications before, and those were discontinued due to side effects, and like it is suggesting approve. Let's the payer, on the payer side the human they he can like review the like questionnaire manually, and it was like fully done manually. To this AI analysis could help the reviewer to accelerate and make decision quicker after approving. So human has to take the decision whether to approve or deny. Then like the an email is generated, and so in whatever way like the it is communicated through FHIR APIs on to the EHR side. So at the EHR side, we have received the prior authorization is approved. So now let's go on to the like the important aspects of this solution. So the first one is the AI gateway, where like let's first take a look at the token based rate limiting what we have applied. So this prevents the AI agent without going rogue and like like costing your bill just like so it only like we have allowed how much of tokens it needs to make in the request, and like how much in total it can make per minute. So these are the other guardrails what we have like applied for this agent. So first the more important thing guardrail we have applied here is the PII guardrail, so the personal identifier. Like we are identifying these PIIs, and like we are like redacting it before sending it to the third party LLM. And uh, then when the request comes, so in so this is first the redaction part, like, and then when the request comes in the response, like we replace these PIS which was masked before. So yeah, so these are the policies, and if you see there are like additional policies that are available in this AI gateway. So if you take a look at like AWS Bedrock guardrail, Azure content safety, if you want to like avoid any sensitive conversations, and like avoid any harassment related conversation. You can apply these guardrails. You can like use semantic caching, so in that way you don't have to like make the request every time to the LLM. And like, so if multiple users are asking for the similar thing, so it will be like returned immediately rather than like costing you another LLM API call. So you can explore more on these guardrails in our uh, SaaS solution as well as the on-prem solution API Bijra. And now let's go and see like how in Asgardio how we are like having this AI agent identities. So in the for this application, so similar to what we have as users, so we have the agents. So we here I have two agents, and this is the first one is the prior authorization agent. So here as like a user we have the credentials, so the agent can log in for itself. And in terms of agent, so agent can act on the behalf on behalf of the user. So user needs to give the consent before acting. So this is also you can try it in Asgardio. And now we have coming to view of Ballerina integrator, where you can build low code view agents in low code view. So here I have shown you like this is the like view of how we can build agents. So this agent has two tools. So it can check the payer rule evaluation and check for get the medical necessity, and like evaluate and give its response. And it's connected to cloud model. So if you see the prompt, how we can like prompt like is like how what are the instructions we have given to this agent, like, and we have defined its responsibilities. So in this way you can develop these agents with ease. And here you can like if you can see like we have like deployed these agents in Devant, so you can deploy it with ease. So it just clicks away from the VS code itself, you can like deploy. So yeah, so this is a like full end-to-end platform what we have like shown you how it this should be done. As a summary, yes, so anyone can build a solution with these stacks, like the solution we presented and the like the pre-built services and stuff, like anyone can build. But like what it conversational prior authorization demands more than a solution. It requires an AI native platform so that you can go and have a like a very competitive advantage and move your organization and modernize it. So like that's what we provide in WSO2. So like from pre-builds like the platform to build and take your organization to the next level. Thank you everyone for like participating in this webinar. And with the in the rest of the time we'll happy to take some questions and answer them. And please send those questions in the Q&A section of this webinar. uh, we are looking forward to your questions. Thank you.